Hello my friends, new video time, and I'm back with another one sparked by the community's questions. You know, I absolutely love the fact that you guys have been sending me emails and asking me questions in the comments and things like that. A lot of these videos that I've made over the last few weeks have just been sparked by questions that you guys have been asking me. And that makes me happy because I don't want to just put out a channel that I'm blabbing on about information that's not really useful. I want this stuff, whenever you guys are opening a video of mine, I want it to be hard-hitting with useful information, not droning on for too long, but stuff that you guys can actually use. So keep sending those questions because I'm just going to keep making videos and answering them based on like my information and the stuff that I see every day. So a bunch of people lately have been asking me, hey man, why do you shoot in all black and white? And so that's what this video is going to be about today. I wanted to go over the specifics and how it helps me. But just a little house cleaning. Today's a special day because Sarah and I just bought our 4th Z6. Okay, so if there's any question about how I feel about this camera, we are totally using the Z camera except for that D700 and just, you know, macro detail shots and then a couple portraits just because we love the skin tones. But we bought the 4th Z6, so you know, it's the absolute staple and the bread and butter of our business. That's how much we love it. So back to the main topic. Why do I shoot in all black and white? So guys, it really comes down to just a couple specific issues, and it's really not that hard to grasp. First off, I think everybody should be shooting in black and white, is at least trying it to see how they feel and how their images come out. Because the thing is, guys, is photography, all it is just light and shadows. That's really all it is when it comes down to like recording the image, okay? It's just light and shadows. A camera is just a box that captures light. That's pretty much all it is when it comes down to it. And so when I'm shooting, when Sarah and I are on the job, she shoots in black and white as well, and when we're on the job, we do not want to be distracted by anything at all if possible. We want to get as many types of information or distractions out of our way as humanly possible and just take in the stuff that's necessary. So when you're shooting in black and white, literally all you're seeing is the light and the shadows. You're able to discern whether or not the direction of your light, the quality of the light is going to be sufficient to make a compelling image. And so when you take the color out of the equation, you're literally just focusing on light and shadows, and you know, in terms of the image, and then being able to like do light and shadows and then your composition very, very easily. Don't have to worry about extra information, because you know what, ultimately or essentially that's what color is. It's just information that you're taking in. So it adds another dynamic that you have to think about when you're discerning, when you're looking through that EVF and you're discerning what's going on. It adds more information rather than, hey, light, shadows, composition. We want it to be as simple as possible, and so that's why is we want to take in less information. Now the thing is, that might kind of like scare you guys if you're thinking, well, you know, what about my colors? I gotta pay attention to them. I'm used to looking at my colors. Guys, I'm here to tell you that if your photo looks good in black and white, it will look good in color. It will look good in color. The monochrome setting on the Z6 and other cameras too, if you have a EVF, you're setting a preview, so you're actually seeing the JPEG or the embedded preview JPEG in that EVF when you're looking through it, and you're actually seeing what it's going to look like in terms of light and shadows. It's a little bit different than when you get a raw file, but it's it's basically accurate. It's good enough to use. But if you shoot in black and white, you're going to be able to get a great color image if it looks good with the light and shadows. Because honestly, guys, like, that's what we chase. We chase good light, good directional light, and understanding where the light is coming from and how to use it in our photos. You know, we had I had a comment from one of my buddies, Scott Stockton. Shout out to you, man. I know you've been following the channel and watching the videos, and you know, he wrote a really nice comment under one of our images on our Instagram page, and said, man, you guys have such a great understanding of light. And I felt like that was a real nice compliment, man. We really appreciate that, because you know what? We spend a lot of time actually looking at our light, in the whole black and white thing. The reason why we shoot in black and white is to make sure that we're getting the balance of light and shadows that we want in every image. So light is the thing that's really in our... There's light and there's composition are the two things that we feel in our work are going to set us apart and make things very, very different in our own style and create like gripping images. So we have to do our best to make sure that we're not taking in any other information that's going to make us distracted from the actual final output. So, basically this is a short video, guys. It's not too long, and it's really just to address those questions that people have been asking me, about why we shoot in black and white. But that's basically it, guys. It's about simplifying. It's about taking away information. It's about getting down to the nitty-gritty of what's going to make an image good. And it's a very, very different world to step into if you're used to shooting in color all the time. You really have to start to trust the process, but I promise you it will change your creative thinking, and it will start to have you focus on just light and shadows rather than crazy colors and all that type of stuff. Now, I don't know, like if your work is based off like you like super high colors and that's like your thing, if you focus on that and that's how you shoot, maybe you don't want to listen to this. But I think that if anybody's, stuck in kind of like figuring out, hey, how do I understand my light better? And you guys have an EVF, even if you don't, if you're still using an OVF and you're looking at the preview, it's still black and white is a great way to assess, hey, how am I shooting with my light? What's my balance like with light and shadows? Am I paying attention to where the direction's coming from? Try this, guys, and I promise it will add a different dimension, and if nothing else, it will unlock a different area of your brain when you're shooting and have you see things a little bit differently. That's my tip for the day. Guys, we recorded an unbelievable podcast last night with Mick Millman. It was so good. Sarah and I and Mick had a great conversation, but unfortunately, I made a huge rookie mistake and I screwed up the audio with the recording. So I figured out the issue, and I dropped like $1,000 on a bunch of podcast equipment that's showing up today. So hopefully bear with us, and we're getting the podcast on the road. We have some really great guests lined up, but it's definitely not as easy as just plugging a microphone into your computer and then just getting a perfect audio blend. So bear with us. We're adding more podcasts to the channel, and we have some great interviews coming. So hopefully you guys like this video. You found it, informative. If you have, I appreciate the comments. I appreciate everything that you guys are doing to add to the channel. And until the next video, my friends.